Hello everyone and welcome to the show. Today I am in a very local town in Saitama, Japan. It's called Shinden, and I'm going to take you to a mum and pup retro game shop that has existed since the 80s. Let's check it out. Here it is, Mum and Pup's Retro Game Store. They have done well to keep this store alive after all these years. I need to help these small local businesses stay afloat, so I'm going to spend a lot of money here today. Let's see what retro games they've got. Wow, check it out. There's Super Nintendos, N64s, GameCubes and PS2s. You can buy a nice SNES for $48. Or if you want to save a few bucks, you can buy a SNES that's been pissed on for $38. There's GameCubes, $48 for a grey one, or $35 for a black one. A Nintendo 64, $38, or in its box, $60. PS2s from $72 to $90, boxed and unboxed. And over here, Mum and Pup are selling machine guns. What happened here? What happened to these games? Some have faded into nothing. This game is more white than my ass. How long would they have had to have been sitting here in this light for it to turn this colour? Oh my god. This one is the same colour as Nana's legs. Donkey Kong 64. The poor bastard who bought that back in 1999 probably did a same-day return, and the game's been sitting on the shelf ever since. Shit game. This cartridge is supposed to be yellow. Oh. Oops. I guess not. Let's play a quiz. It's called Which is Whiter? Here are some Game Boy games arranged very neatly. They really went to a lot of effort to present these games in an appealing manner. What's that smell? There's containers full of gasoline on the floor here for some reason. There's a lot of wires sticking out of the ceiling too. Man, this place could blow any minute. Alright, what's over here? A shitload of Nintendo games. Everything is behind glass and locked away. That's annoying. I can't pick anything up and look at it properly. I could ask them to open it up, but this dude at the counter has been talking his head off to Pop for the last 20 minutes. Every PlayStation game is listed at $10. They've clearly given up on pricing things individually. What are the rare games on PlayStation anyway? Final Fantasy games definitely aren't. You can find them secondhand anywhere for 50 cents. I'm curious now. I'm going to have to look it up on the internet. I might have some games on the shelf that are worth something. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is worth $400. Get the hell out of here. Persona is worth $600. No way. Cindy's Fashion World is worth $1,000. I don't have that game. And unless you can read Japanese, you won't even know what games you're looking at behind the glass because you can't pick it up to look at the cover or the screenshots on the back. And if you think that's bad, how the freaking hell am I supposed to know what these Super Nintendo games are? You know what would help? If they had a catalogue, a piece of paper with all the games listed so I can easily just read through it and see what they have. It wouldn't be that hard to make one. I'm sure they have a typewriter or a Commodore 64 out in their back office somewhere. Correct me if I'm wrong, my Japanese is not so good, but I think I spot 6 copies of Cindy's Fashion World in there. I'd really like to ask about it and have a closer look, but this otaku is still chewing Pop's ear off and giving me the stink eye whenever I approach the counter. How old and damaged is this telly? It looks like Pop chained the TV to his car's rear bumper and went for a drive through some mud. The Xbox 360 wasn't too popular over here. Halo, Call of Duty and Gears of War, those are some quality games. Look at these consoles. They've just been shoved in. No shits given about presentation. We've got a sideways Super Nintendo for $10, and there's an upside down Sega Saturn for $18. And there's semen under a bunch of cables and cords in there. What's over here? Wii and Wii U games. A Wii for $20 and all the games are $15 each. I wonder if Mum and Pop have ever heard of a thing called the internet. I think they just gave up pricing everything according to market value. They've decided, you know what, customers? If you can find a treasure buried in this cesspool, you deserve it. What a pile of junk. Controllers and steering wheels just lying around. There's some Sega Saturn games down here, all $10 each. Did they have to put Wii remotes on top of the Saturn games? This is giving me OCD. I would just love to say to Mum, hey, allow me to just tidy this up for you a little, please. Over here is a wall of Super Nintendo and Nintendo games. At least these games are clearly on display. It looks presentable. Nice and pretty, well kept. Hang on. On closer inspection, some of these games have sadly succumbed to the harshness of the sun. This Dragon's Quest box has been reduced to nothing but blue and white colours. $15 for all these games. I don't know what you are all thinking right now. Honestly, are you thinking, wow, that's cheap? Or are you thinking, what a rip-off, I'd never pay that? You tell me. Why are Famicom game cartridges so colourful? I'm going to Google that. According to a Reddit comment that has 7 upvotes, it's just for fun. Kirby games are pink, Yoshi games are green. There's no meaning. Whatever they felt like doing. Thanks, deleted Reddit account. Dreamcast games, PC Engine games, everything is $10. Really, absolutely zero research has gone into the pricing of any of these games. There's a bunch of PS2 games over here. It's just a smorgasbord of Super Nintendo stuff for $10. Alright, I've been in this store long enough. Time to buy a heap of stuff that'll put a big smile on Mum and Pop's face. So I bought a Super Game Boy. Originally Pop wanted $10 for this, but I managed to talk him down to 7 cents. You know what these are, right? You put your Game Boy cartridge in it, stick it into your SNES, and then you can play Game Boy games on your TV with the control pad. But you know how you have to blow on a cartridge normally to get it to work? Well, with this thing, you have to blow 4 times. Once on the game, twice on the cartridge, and then again in your SNES. I'm not sure 4 blowjobs just to play Bugs fucking Bunny's Crazy Castle is worth it.